So after the environment variable settings, you then come to the IDE for some configurations. You know, we have said it that whenever you are working on this kind of these database integrations, database connections, you try to create a class or a method. If you create a class, then you connect. So anytime you want to connect, you call the class or you call the method. So since we haven't done much here, let's just create a method. Okay, this is the end of the constructor, so I can create a method anywhere after this. Since this, even the constructor itself is a method, right? The special method. So I can now say public void, because it's not going to return anything. Public void. Let's say connect to DB. Okay. End of the what? Method. If you like, you give it the name of the method, wherever. End of the method, so this is where we are going to do our connection. But before then, let me create some global variables up here that we are going to use. Let me create it at the top here. The first thing is we need to have what we call connection, and I name it con or connection, small letter connection. Of course, there is going to be an error message, but if you click on it, it tells you to import SQL connection. Please, the class has a capital letter here. Hope you see. This magnification disrupts the system control. All right, this is it. So if you click, it tells you to import what? Java.sql. It's correct. Click on it. Click to import the Java.sql, which is somewhere here. This is it, right? Then I also need another thing called prepared statement. It's also capital letter. Prepared statement. Okay, so I can say PS. Okay, that is prepared statement. If you want to use statement, you can also create statement. But these are the things I think I'm going to use now. So let's just, let's continue. So now I'm going to use this and the prepared statement. So let me come back to the connect. This is it, connect to DB method. And from our recipe here, we have done connection, and we want to test the Jdbc configuration or the Jdbc installation, right? Okay, so we want to test, and there are some things we are going to use to test, and we're going to create all these can you see statement, wherever, all this. So here for us to create to test the connection, can you see what I've written for you? I think I'm going to send this after the class. So this is the first thing we do. You try to create these what we call the connection string, and then you create the username, the password, and then you call the driver manager for the connection. So let me go with this to the IDE. This is what we do first. Yes, of course. com.mysql, the CJ, that is connector J, the Jdbc.driver. This is the connection string for Mysql8, right? Connection string for Mysql8 version 8. For version 5 you remove this CJ. That's just the difference. So let's see what's the error message here. To tell you it needs a try catch, right? Let's see. Can you see it's saying that you need to have what? You surround it with try catch or you use a throw. So let's go by try catch. If you click, it gives you try catch as it is expected. Okay? It will enclose it within try catch and it will import these employ these exception at the catch level that says class not found exception. This is what catch your exceptions. So let me let me print out the exception here. This is out, even though we're supposed not to print it out on console, right? Let's see. Error in Jdbc connection. Okay, then plus E. What is the E? This E. This E is what? This is the exception. So you introduce it here. So it gives you the actual thing that is happening. The get text. It will give you the get message. Sorry. Yes. Is it too large? You see it, right? So now back to here. The work for this is just to load the driver. This loads the driver. It loads the what? The Jdbc driver. But then I want to connect. For me to connect, I have to introduce 3 strings. One, username. Okay, the username we are going to use is going to be root, right? You can use any username, but for now we only created root for that database. 2, I need what? The DB URL, right? Or password. Then later DB URL. The password I'm using at my local development, this is what I use. But you know, if I'm to deploy, I cannot use this because I'm even showcasing it vividly on even on YouTube. So you don't expect me to export any work, any production app with this, right? There's no special character, nothing. I just employ it because it is very, very simple for me to recall, and then there's no any problem. But if it is for production environment, I'm going to make it very, very strong password and so that no one can log onto because it is the root user. Okay. Then string. The last thing we need. These are requirements for the Jdbc driver. Okay, the Jdbc driver needs these 3 things. Is the DB URL. DB. Let me do it this way. URL. Okay. DB URL, and then the DB URL. This is what you do in the DB URL. Mysql Jdbc localhost, then the name of the database server. Let me go with this so we don't make mistake, because if you dare make any mistake here, it will not run. Mysql Jdbc Mysql Jdbc Mysql / localhost means that you are running on a standalone system, your developer machine. If you are running on any given server, you represent the IP address of the server instead of localhost. And 3306 is the port number, right? Port number, something like this. Port number. This is what I'm saying. Then the database here. This is a different database. So let's go back to the database we have created here. We all know that we have created one database here, right? This is the name of the DB. You copy it as it is, and then you paste it here. So this is the database I want to connect to. I don't know if we are talking. All right. So can you recall that we have created something called connection here at the top there? Something connection, right? I don't know. Let me see how it is spelled here, so you don't make any mistake. Is it at the top? This connection. This is the correct spelling. Sorry, where is it? Okay, this is it, right? Connection. Okay, connection equals now there's something called Mysql Jdbc driver. This is the driver manager. This is the class that connects, that enables you to do the connection. The driver manager, and then the get connection is the method that connects. So we now try to call the driver manager here. It equals to driver manager dot what? The get connection. You supply DB URL, but we are not going to supply only DB URL here. We are going to supply 3 different parameters. Please, let's understand. How many parameters? 3 parameters. The first parameter, let me even do it this way, comma, and another comma, which means I'm going to supply how many parameters? 3. Right? The first thing is the DB URL. That's why you see the system has already guessed it. Okay? IntelliSense. DB URL. Next is what? The user, right? Next is what? The password. Thank you. It's capital P. So these are the things we need. Okay, it is expecting us to also put this within try catch. But you know, we already have try catch here, right? Let's try the try catch and see. It's already within try catch. Okay, I think okay, it has introduced auto-generated something for. Okay, it has introduced another thing. Let me, instead of you know, the first try catch we used was for this, but it's supposed to work for all. So this is for driver manager, and this is for SQL exception. It's okay. One is for SQL exception, the other one is for driver manager. So let's say let's print out something here. Even though it's going to print the stack for us, but I want it to print complete everything for us with something here. Sys out. Plus what? E, right? Yes. Dot get source. Dot get message, sorry. To get message. So now if I want to know whether there is connection or not, sorry, let me reduce this. We still have time? Okay, we even have time, right? So we have time. This 3:19, is it? Yes, we have time. So now the system runs from here within the try. At this point, this is where it does the connection. So once the system connects, then let us write a kind of message here that tells us that the system connected, right? So let's say now sys out. Let's say congratulations, right? Jdbc driver connected. Okay, otherwise it will cause this problem. Or let me write for the catch here. After writing this message to us, let it write sorry, Jdbc driver not connected, right? Okay, so let's run. So this is only if we click on what? On this button. And you know, if you click as it is, you have to supply all the requirements because it is attached to the button. Okay, you select a given something and click. So the message is going to, it is a console something. Okay, sorry, I did not call the method. This is the method. I have to invoke it where this button is being, can you please, I'm sorry. Okay, is it? Yes. The method will now be invoked. Then I run. Let's see, Bashir. Then let me select. Okay, now look at something here. It says error in what? Is it this? Let me magnify this. Can you see? It tells you this class not found exception, right? Is it? Yes. com.mysql.cga, the Jdbc driver. Then it tells you error in Jdbc connection. And then sorry, Jdbc driver not connected. You see, this is my own language, right? Yes, sir. But then this is the what? The language of that E. You know, I said error in Jdbc connection, which is here. Let me go to the connect. Barcode, find. Please try to understand these things. This is my own language, this. But this is the language I use here, and I added this e.getMessage. Can you recall? e.getMessage, yes. So now, this from here to here that says error in Jdbc connection is my own language, but from this point com.mysql.jdbc driver is what? It is the E. It is printing the E for you. It tells you that it doesn't see kind of a driver for this string. This is a problem with Mysql8. If it is Mysql5, Mysql5, without even doing what we are going to do right now, it will connect. So you have to go back to come to the project, right click the project, come to properties, and then you come to, because it's telling you that it hasn't seen the driver. You come to what? Java build path. Come to libraries, you come to path, please. Okay, then you add, you click on what? Add what? Add external jar. Because this is an external something, it's not within the IDE. So you go and retrieve where that Jdbc is. Unless you do this Mysql8 connect, otherwise it will not. Then come to, I think it is in the download folder, and then you come to Mysql Jdbc. Alright, then you do what? Apply, and then apply or close. All right, then you run again. Okay, now 001, we set Bashir, right? For example, select the first local government, click, and then check from your something here. Can you see something? What is it? Jdbc driver connected. So this is how you connect. Our aim is not just to connect. Can we go ahead to insert some tuples into the DB? Can we do that? Huh? So let's create it. I'm sorry, I hope we are following what we're doing. This is very important because very soon you start writing your project. Yes, very soon. Even though we need to do some kind of works on the Jews, we have even finished the Jews. What am I doing? Okay, I want us to use this. So already we have created this, right? We have created this DB. Is it not? You don't want to answer? Yes, we have created it, and now I want us to create tables for this DB. So today we will start doing what we call modeling. I don't want to create any problem with this something. First of all, let me drop this database, because when I drop it now and I try to connect over there, it will not connect. It tells you no database found. Okay, but since I want to use Mysql or Mysql workbench to do the modeling, let me drop it. So later I create a reverse engineer, a forward engineering to create it. Drop database. Okay, I've dropped it. Now if you try to say show, it will not. And if you run our application, there will be error message. Let's see what will happen when you run, right? Yes. This is another thing, right? Yes. 001 Elias. You click. Can you see error messages? Please, what is it? Unknown. Why? Because you have dropped it, right? And then here also unknown. This from SQL. This from the driver. The driver something. Okay. So now let's create it here. I want us to use the Mysql. What do you call it? So I click on databases. Okay, sorry. What am I doing? Let me create connection. HR connection. Card IHR. Connection, for example. Okay, connection, enter. Connected, then I click on OK. Okay, this is a new something. I'm looking for the I wanted to create a model, right? I click on model here, plus model. Okay, I double click. I want to enter the name of the database. This is how you do modeling. See how they have even changed it. I was looking for something. Hey, these guys. It has been modified completely. Okay, let me copy the name. I want it to be same name, right? Same name. So this is the model. You click on this. This is the model name. Okay. Then, if you like, you say model, because it's going to create database based on what we have supplied here. So, if you click out, it will store it for you. Then I click on add diagram, double click here. It will add a diagram for me here. And that diagram is going to be a table, right? So, can you see this is something? Drag it in. Yeah, there are changes in these things. I don't know what is happening. Is it double click? Huh? Table here?
No, that's it.
Where?
Yes. Block space.
Okay. This is now how Mysql Workbench 6 behaves. So this is table now. When I double click, I write the name of the table. Sorry, I don't know. I didn't create any model with Mysql8. It has been Mysql6. So let's give it name. We say stop data capture, right? Let's just say data capture. Okay, stop data capture. Of course, underscore is accepted, but no space is accepted for table name. So this is now name of the table. If I click out, it will store the name of the table here. Then for the first field here, we want to pick what we call, the first thing is ID, right? So let's just say ID, just short form. ID. See, you see, this is what we call modeling. ID, and it has to be what? Auto incremental and zero field. Do we understand zero field? Where you have 00, 001, 002, 00, okay? So zero field. Next, what is the next thing? From there, staff name, right? Let me just say name. And it is what? Varchar, not null, and that's all. Next is what? PSN, right? PSN is also Varchar and not null, right? Next, what's next? The LGA, thank you. LGA, not null and Varchar. Next, I think that's all, right? Is it? That's all for now. With regards to this exercise, or with regards to this example, that's all. I hope you understand what we did here. This is auto incremental and primary. You see, formerly you were using a console to create it yourself, right? So this is now another way of doing it. In fact, professionally we use it from here, so you don't make mistakes. So if you click out, it will store it. So can you see your fields here? Can you see it? They are here now. Very simple. So please, you save this model. File. You can just see Control S. Save. This you are saving the model. The model. Let me save it in our Java for Beginners folder. Let me see. Cat IHR DB, right? Model, right? So if you want to make changes, you come to the model, make changes, and push it so it updates. So now let's see what this is what we have done, right? Rightly, we don't have database created. So now let's create the database. From here, just go to databases, click on connect to database. Sorry, click on forward engineering. Sorry, I want to push this to create data. This is a model. I want to push it to create database in there for us, so we can use it. Forward engineer. Okay. Then you click on what? All these are correct. The connection. Okay, select the connection. This is the connection I have made before starting. So it has connected to this, and password is already stored, I think. If there is any problem, you'll be alerted. Okay, so I have to enter password. It's not stored in the vault. Let me store it. Let me store in the vault. So just continue pushing. Just push to create for you. Connected, successfully created. Then close it. Now come back to this is the model part. Now come to this part where you can write query. Okay, please remove this because it has been created already. So click on show databases. Can you see IHR? Then if you explore it, you see that table inside. Show, okay, use it first. Make it active, right? Use this. And then what? Show what? Show tables. Can you see the table as we have created? Okay, you can describe it. Disk, you can describe it. Can you see the description, please? From here, you see this is simple, the easiest way and the more professional way of creating database actually. The reason why we've used that one is for you to have hands-on on the queries of creations of all these things. So if you take in there, selecting all these from, okay, if you check, there will be nothing because nothing has been populated, right? So let's do the population now. Do you still have time? Please check. Huh? You're saying yes. Okay, let's quickly populate. Somebody is saying yes. This, I have to remove this magnification. It's too big here. Right. Good. So after connection, we do what? So let's this is what caused the connection for us, right? So let's do population into what? So this is the time I'm going to use this is the time I'm going to use prepared statement. Can you recall I have something here called prepared statement PS? Can you recall? So this is the time I'm going to use it. So coming down to here, I will now introduce this query string, right? I will introduce a query string. And I will say string, query string equals to, and I will write my query. The query string is the string I want to write in the if I want to insert data into table, what do I do? Insert into whatever, right? So now let me copy the table name from here. Already connection is done. All I want to do is to insert into the table, right? Then I will now say insert into table name, right? Then what? Values, is it? Is it not? So let's look at the arrangement here. The first thing here is what? ID, and it is auto incremental. If you describe it, you see that. So you don't need to populate anything, you just put null there, right? But there's a way you do it, and then the rest you need. So so for the first time, but then this is what we do. You introduce what we call placeholder. That's why we are going to use prepare statement, placeholder. How many things do we have? Count them. How many data fields? Fields element, data element 1, 2, 3, 4 plus ID, right? So you need to put in this. That means you are going to supply the data later. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's how it is. Then we call that PS, prepare statement. That what? Dot get connection. Dot get connection. Sorry. Okay. Connection the prepared statement. It's not get connection. It's prepared statement. I'm sorry. I was trying to recall something different. PS dot what? Huh? PS equals to connection dot prepared statement. Prepared statement. Can you see query string has already entered there? So what we are saying here, it has to be within try catch, of course. That's why it is given that. So let me create the try catch myself, how I want it. Try catch. Okay. You see it's saying the exception here, right? Exception E2 because there is E1 within. So all this had to be within. Okay. Then here you write your own something. You can say sys out. Okay. Error in insertion. For example, you can say this data capture staff. So you know basically what you are saying. Staff data capture. This will enable you to trace where the problem is. E2. Okay. So here now PS, but you are not done. You need to supply all these parameters. How many parameters? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parameters. So you now say PS.set string. Can you see? The first thing is, the first parameter here is 1, right? Parameter 1. And this parameter 1 is referring to what? ID. This ID, we're going to pass null. PS.set string. If it is string, you set string. If it is int, you set. If it is double, you set double. So, but all what we have in here, they are all what? String. So you write string here. You write the string. What string is it? Huh? What is the next one? Huh? Name. Right. Thank you. And we have it captured here, right? PS.set string. Okay, 3, right? You need to count it this way. So it's enable the system to understand what's happening. Actually, it's not name. The first thing is staff ID. Okay, it is the second one that is the name. You know, we have made some changes. Look at, okay, it's small, right? Okay, it's name. Okay, I wrote name. Okay, so let's go by that. Okay, we did not even. All right. ID is the one. It's okay. Name. Next is what?
Yes.
Huh? PSM, thank you. PSM. I don't know write PSM, right? We haven't done PSM, but then let me just introduce the string so we do PSM later. Let me say string PSM. PSM equals to, okay, they're all in capital, right? Let's maintain consistency. PSM. Let me just say Giwa local government. So GIW, right? Is it? Let me say Giwa. We're going to work on this here. Giwa. So PSM now. Okay? Sorry. This is name, right? Name. PSM. What is the last one? Huh? LGA, thank you. LGA. Yes, but then you need to set the command. This is the command. Prepare statement that execute update, because you are inserting. If you are querying, that execute query, right? Is it not? That execute update. So you now say prepares dot execute update. So that's the end of it. And then you state kind of message here that tells you that something has been inserted. You now write something. You say data capture, for example. Data capture, maybe. Thank you. Alright, so can we try? We done it? For the ID, there are some changes here. For this, we are supposed not to write anything because it will create it itself. But with regards to what we have, let me just write something. 001. Name Elias. I can see Elias is so very much excited. Elias, let me write your name. Elias read 1. Then let me select, as I said, Giwa. This we're going to work here. Then I click on register. It tells me error in staff data capture. No value specified for parameter 4. Thank you. Please look at the parameter 4 here. Can you see how the exception is telling you the exact error?
Yes, sir.
If you have not done this, then there is going to be problem. But when you are done with on the production environment, you don't set this. You have to remove all these kind of exceptions at mostly at somehow very crucial places. So please, you make it what? Make it 4. That is our error. Let me copy this name so I don't rewrite. We have to run again. This I just wrote because system will enter that itself. Now you click. It tells you congratulations, JD. This is for the Jdbc, but the second one says what? Data capture. Thank you. Please, you see, this one is from the Connectivy what method? Well, this is from this method, right? So let's check if it is correct. If really something has been entered. I'm going to select and see, right? Can you see? You see here we have to control it. We have to let it know that we need only 3 digits. This is first thing. And this, of course, Elias read 1 is entered. And okay, let me quickly enter another person's something. It's not using this. I told you it's not going to use because it is auto incremental. So let me leave it so we understand what is happening. Let me write Musa what? What's your full name? Musa Ali Kache. KA like this. Look at it. Is it correct? Okay. Then I click on what? Register. So let's see. From here we are querying. Can you see? But you see, it keeps giving us giwa, right? Even the PSN, I'm the one who has written the PSN to be what? To be giwa, because we're going to work on the PSN to pick two numbers for us. I don't know. Do we still have time? Anyway, let's stop here. In our next class, we are going to carry out some corrections here. Here we have to control it to give us only 3 digits. Then we're going to match this plus the first 3 letters of the local government to get what we call PSN, and maybe plus other things. So connection has been done, population of tuples has been done. This is an assignment to each and every one. You have to carry out this. And then I'll send another assignment with regards to this, the connection and all that. So we'll stop here and